Meteorologist Chris Haddings here. Well, not a lot of severe weather across the area today. We have a record low as far as how many warnings we've issued so far this year, but that looks like that'll change today. Also some fire weather concerns as well. We'll start with those fire weather concerns right now. Red flag warnings in effect across the southwest as well as northern portions of our area. Now down here across the southwest, this is more the traditional red flag criteria: low humidity, gusty winds, also maybe some dry lightning and some thunderstorms down here. Now up here, the humidity's not going to be really low up in here, but as you know, haven't had a lot of rain so far this summer. Fields are really dry out there, so even if you do get a wet thunderstorm, any kind of lightning strike could lead to some fire starts across this area. Could be some very strong winds as well with thunderstorms, and we'll get to that right now. Like I said, not a lot of severe weather this year. This is by far the biggest threat of severe weather, I think, so far this summer. You see a slight risk. It's by far the biggest area we've seen so far, stretching across northeastern portions of our area, roughly say from about Powell onto the east, also Worland onto the east. The biggest threat, I think, where usually is in our area, northern Natrona County up toward Johnson County, but much of the area east of the Divide and even west of the Divide, say Jackson, Big Piney, to the north of Rock Springs, having a marginal risk. Now at this point, looks like the biggest threat from any of these storms is going to be strong winds, and strong winds aloft may mix down. Biggest chance of that, where that slight risk is, obviously that matches up just about perfectly. But just about anywhere across this area has a risk, and I think even down in this area as well. You get a dry thunderstorm, those big dew point depressions. It could be a strong wind gust out of any thunderstorm, and even any shower down in this area as well. So across the whole area, this is the main threat. But we'll have a couple more threats. First one is large hail. That's hail quarter size or bigger. Biggest threat for that, eastern areas, there will be more moisture to work with up in this area. Also a little more instability. That will lead to a better chance of strong showers and thunderstorms. But 5% chance pretty much anywhere northern areas, say north of Riverton down toward Casper, maybe spreading down toward Riverton as well. It's fairly humid here this morning, so I could see maybe some decent sized hail here as well. I'm going to bring up the T word here. That's tornadoes. Now, Storm Prediction Center says less than 2% risk. This is by far probably our least threat, but there will be a fair amount of shear in the atmosphere as well. Maybe the cloud bases being a little low than they usually are, so wouldn't surprise me if you get one or two small tornadoes to touch down. The biggest threat, northern Bighorn Basin down over here into Johnson County, also down into northern Natrona County where that slight risk is, right about in here. Again, that will be the least threat, but if one touches down, I wouldn't be surprised. So as we time out the impacts, be a few showers around this morning, maybe a lightning strike or two, but this morning we should be okay. Storms will develop early this afternoon, spread eastward through the afternoon into the evening hours, and most of them should come to an end, at least the severe ones, probably by about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. The damaging wind, like I said, main threat. Large hail possible as well. Johnson, Natrona, eastern Bighorn counties, the main threat for that. An isolated tornado, again, we can't completely rule that out. Best chance, like I said, Johnson, northern Natrona counties, and maybe throw in Bighorn County as well. So as we sum up with our graphic here, you can see our overall threat index here. Tornado, I'll say low for that. Large hail, probably low to medium. The biggest threat, damaging wind, that's a medium chance of that. And the flash flooding, these storms will be moving pretty well. These aren't going to be stationary storms, but especially over in eastern portions of the area where a lot of that moisture is, you get a couple of storms to go over you. Could be some localized flash flooding, but the risk of that, I'd say, falls in the low category. There's our resources for weather, road conditions, and our webcams by route. Be safe, everybody. Have a good day.